There it is. Check one. Check 1 2, check 1 2. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another episode of the AfroMattt Show. I'm your host, AfroMattt, and this is episode number 144. It is the day after Thanksgiving as I'm recording this. If you're listening after Thanksgiving, I hope you had a good one, or I get at the bare minimum ate food and stayed warm. I don't know how many homeless people listen to this podcast. I can't imagine many, but I mean, tough luck. But yeah, I mean, it was a good Thanksgiving. Ate a lot of food. It got a little heated. My girlfriend's family always gets a little. They have a lot of like family drama. Mine's not to the point. My family's not big enough and adult enough to have family drama, but hers are all adults. And there was a someone found out someone was, like, I don't know, moving to Colombia to live with a second family. I don't really even know all the details, but it was pretty crazy. And those are the kinds of Thanksgiving conversations that are really fun. When you start asking the questions of what's going on, where are you going, who hates who. When you have to have like a rundown before you drive to a Thanksgiving party of who hates who and who has beef with who, and you have to try to like remember the names. Like, okay, this is Aunt Betty. She hates all of her children because they never showed up to her third wedding with someone. These are the types of dynamics that make a Thanksgiving entertaining. You're like, this is, and they have a seating arrangement. They're like, no, John cannot be next to Stacy. This is, we cannot have this. They both were in a interracial marriage, and John slept with his wife on accident. These are the kinds of situations that go on in these awesome. It's just a new environment for Thanksgiving for me, and it was fun. But that being said, let's just get right into the news. I mean, there's not really even any news. Let's just go over some things that we're thankful for. I'm thankful for, honestly, I want to get pretty deep here for a second, because I am thankful for being able to breathe through my nose every single time and I want you guys to thank your nose right now to be able to breathe through it, because every single time I'm sick, I always say, Matt was never thankful enough that he could breathe. I never took breathing. I took breathing for granted all the time. And now I wish I could breathe every time I'm sick. I'm not sick right now. Everyone take a deep. You can breathe through your nose. That's something to be thankful about. I'm thankful that I have a car and that the student loan company hasn't been emailing me as frequently. Maybe they laid someone off, but my email is not getting blown up with overdue payments. That's a plus. What else am I thankful for? I'm thankful that I have a bean bag to sit and do a podcast on. I'm thankful that I have enough time to talk into a microphone for no one. I'm thankful that my car hasn't exploded on the highway and killed me and several others and multiple families. Thankful for that. I'm thankful that if I did get into a car crash, that I would die. Hopefully I would die, because my car is so horribly insulated that I would not have to pay for health insurance. What else am I thankful for? I'm thankful that I was not in Israel on, what was that, October 10th, having a party in a festival. That's something I'm thankful for, because that would not be good. I am thankful that I'm not drafted into the army and I'm overseas fighting people. See, these are all things That's why Thanksgiving makes you take a step back and say thanks for all the things that you have, all the things that you will have. That's really when they sat down when the original Pilgrims sat down with the Indians, they weren't only saying thanks for what they had, but they were saying thanks for what they would have, which is all of the Indians' land. It's a time to say thanks. I want you at home to take a moment after this podcast is over, while you're driving. Maybe you're on a commute. Maybe my voice is your companion for an hour while you commute to work or back from work. But afterwards, I want you to sit and think about some things that you're thankful for. Maybe you haven't said the N-word in a while. That's something that you can be thankful about. I'm trying to think about some more things. Maybe you're thankful that your boss didn't walk in into your office while you were playing video games on your computer. Maybe you're thankful that that the door was locked when someone grabbed the handle while you were shitting. That's something to be thankful. Like, there's a moment there where you're like, my dick's out, my ass, I'm pooping. There's a moment there where you're like, if this door's open, I'm going to have to kill myself and others. But it doesn't, and then you say, thank God. That's a moment of thankfulness. It's those little moments where you take it's that sigh of relief. Maybe you hit a curb and you were looking at your phone, you hit a curb and you're like, you look back in the rearview mirror and it wasn't a person. That's a moment of thankfulness. Thank God I didn't just kill a child while looking at my phone. Thank God I didn't involuntarily manslaughter someone. These are moments of thanks. And I wanted to just take a moment to thank, say thanks. It is what the season is for, after all. That being said, let's just get right into whatever's going on in the world. Going on, a snapshot of the world as it is right now. As it is right now, Israel is currently... I saw this video pop up on my Snapchat, or no, not Snapchat. It was Instagram, something. And it is wild. This is like a propaganda video from Israel saying that, sung by kids nonetheless, about them. The song is called "We Will Annihilate Gaza." And I think it's made by like a third party, it's not like the main Israel news station, but it is a major one. I feel like in America it would be not necessarily, it wouldn't be CNN, it would be like someone in CNN had like a YouTube channel that had like 1 million views. It would be like the H3H3 made their own video, I think, is what this would be. It's like a smaller news network. So so it is in Israeli. So the planes are bombing, destruction. Within a year, we will annihilate everyone. And then we will return to plow our fields. So, that is... So, the music video was shared by Israeli broadcaster Khan on X, formerly Twitter. We will annihilate everyone. I want to listen to the rest of that song. We will annihilate everyone. I always like when a new like fun form of propaganda comes out, because it's what's better. Yeah, it's not going to pop up. Israel's got it on lock and key. But I went down like a wormhole and I found another one, because I wanted to see if if Gaza had one, or towards them, or maybe if there was more Israeli ones. So I started digging. I found another one, and this is a Israeli pop singer singing to the troops in Israel. We're finishing off Gaza is what the song's called. Oh, it's so quiet. Why is it so quiet? Okay. Here it is. It's a little bit louder. Dude, the YouTube TikTok situation, like their version of YouTube on the website sucks so much ass. We're finishing off Gaza. Yeah. We'll return Gush Kaif, former Israeli settlements in Gaza Strip. Hey, yeah. We will light unto the non-Jews. Whoa! We are a light unto the non-Jews. No, yeah. God, that's fun. And all the troops look like they're having a good time, which is fun. Because, you know, you want the troops to have a good time while they're out there. They pull out a picture, and it's the lyrics on the back of a picture of that lead singer. I don't know if I should be speaking Hebrew here. Hebrew is it's a harsh language. But it would be funny. It would actually kind of be funny to fully learn Hebrew as kind of a bit. So I could speak it on the podcast because I already look kind of Jewish, but it would be kind of funny to just know fluent Hebrew to bust it out as a bit. Here's a Hamas song. So Hamas had their own song. This song came out 9 years ago. So this one's not recent, but Hamas mocks Israel, saying we've taken a second. What is this? Shalat, congratulations on this Ramadan victory. This is the most beautiful holiday gift. Am I speaking to Shaul Rahon? You are talking to the resistance. The number you dialed is temporary kidnapped. Thank you. Sincerely, the Palestine Defense Forces. Hooray, 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 hooray! The self-sacrificing fighters did it. Hooray, 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 hooray. And this one's a banger. Now, the Palestinians know how to do it right, because this song is a banger. I do believe this is about kidnapping someone. We've taken a second young what is this lyrics? We've taken a second shalit, a young blonde-haired boy. Okay. All right, Palestine. Congratulations on this Ramadan victory. Okay, and I believe that this is his phone number. They have released his phone number. 609-2065 is poor Shaw's phone number. The Palestinians broadcast it. Get out of here, Israelis. Wherever you are, your face is changing colors. So this is interesting. This is where it's kind of like Borat, where it's like, oh, the Jews are. I think that these people think that Jewish people are like truly like an evil demonic being. Like in Borat, when they're like doing the running of the Jews, and they all have to run down the. It's like the running of the bulls, but people have on giant Jew costumes. I that's what I kind of believe is in Palestine. It's like they hate them that much. So yeah, I do believe that they are. This song is a certified banger. Yeah, this song is a banger. That's what the first comment is. I mean, wow. Oh, he called him a. You think you're an octopus, Netanyahu? You're retard. You will accept our terms and drink from the cup of humiliation. That's a bar. That's a bar. Bar for bar. We're not afraid of threats, even if we all become martyrs. We've kidnapped a new soldier, and soon 1,100 will be freed. Zionists, how wrong you are. My nation is free and won't be humiliated. So this is a 3-minute... And I never really knew, and I don't know why this wasn't broadcast 9 years ago, but they, I guess they put out their ransom request in song form, which is... I mean, that is something I wish I would have known before, because that's just... I mean, that's beautiful. It really it's kind of beautiful. A song form for your ransom note. Hey, we have kidnapped your son today. Please give us back our soldiers. You know, it's a romp and a riot. This is some more. Now, I've kind of gone down a rabbit hole of not necessarily researching terrorism, but like I was researching Palestine. I was looking for their songs, and then I came across the fact that Osama bin Laden's son is a painter, and America is his muse. Now, this was posted in 2021, so it's a few years old. But look at Osama bin Laden's son. The dude looks like a cartoon character. He looks like a pirate. But he makes these really, like, honestly kind of shitty paintings of I mean, these paintings look really bad. But he paints. There's nothing funnier than Osama bin Laden's son. First off, Osama bin Laden is how he signs his things. OBL is how he signs his painting. Imagine having an original Osama bin Laden painting. Oh, his name is Omar bin Laden. When Omar bin Laden feels depressed, he watches Unforgiven, that classic American Western film about a reformed outlaw played by Clint Eastwood, who gives up the serenity of farming life to have one last foray into his violent past. Well, I don't know if Omar should be watching anything about foraying into a violent past. Otherwise, he paints landscapes mostly, desert scenes of the Nile by moonlight or the untamed American West, dead trees and cattle skulls and high, bald mesas. The fourth eldest son of the apparent Al-Qaeda leader Osama bin Laden is a spitting image for his father, even down to the barrel of a smartphone camera. It's easy to see that Omar inherited his dad's powerful nose and bold, swarthy eyes. But his artistic bent, that he got from his mother. My mom loves painting, and so does one of my sisters. But we don't let her paint because she's a woman. My uncle was also a very good artist, so the need to draw and paint runs in my blood. Well, I mean, honestly, he's lucky that he doesn't really understand anything about shading. I understand his idea here, but could use a lot more. Could have used anything going on in this painting, to be honest. This one's maybe the most interesting photo because I like the composition on this one. Are we to the point where we need an Omar bin Laden's son sort of art exhibit, like a full-on exhibit, like a pop-up exhibit in a museum where it's just Omar bin Laden's. These are fun and these are cute. Here's a ship. Yeah, they're not great. They aren't great. He doesn't really understand that much about perspective, it seems. Yeah, these are pretty rough. This one's interesting. Maybe his most interesting. Okay, now this is where we get to, then this one's a little bit weird because this is the devil in the bottom with the head. Now this one's interesting. I like this one with the trail of llamas or the camels. It's fun. Now this one's a lot of graves, and I don't know what these represent and whose graves these are. Death and birds. Well, at least he's taken enjoyment in painting, however bad it may be, instead of planning attacks on towers. Isn't that kind of that is crazy though? Osama bin Laden, I didn't even know that Osama bin Laden had children, and to find out that one of them is an avid painter is I mean, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? Like, how do you go on a date after? Oh, so who's your dad? Well, my dad died. Oh, how? Well, SEAL Team 6 killed him. Well, SEAL Team 6, like the elite Marine Force, covert ops force, like that SEAL Team 6. Yeah, SEAL Team 6. They took out my dad, and then they threw him into the ocean. Oh, okay. So your dad is famous terrorist mastermind Osama bin Laden. Like, how do you broach that conversation? How do you even date? I kind of feel bad for the guy because you can tell he's probably a sweetheart. He's probably a sweetie. He loves to curl up on the couch with a bowl of popcorn. She just said he loves Clint Eastwood movies. He probably wants to watch, what is that? Gran Turismo. He likes the scenes where he makes fun of the Asian people. He laughs. He cries. He likes to watch rom-coms. He's curled up with a little blanket that has, a blown up picture of, one of his paintings or something. I can imagine being a little bit of a cutie pie. And that is just, that next to his dad being a monster who bombed a terrorist mastermind is kind of funny. And I imagine that dynamic, like their dinners, is like, son, why don't you want to blow up houses with me? You'll never be my favorite son. You'll never be my favorite son. You're always painting. You're gay. You're gay. I imagine Osama bin Laden calling Omar bin Laden gay for wanting to paint. And he just cries and he goes and he paints his little pictures. And he's like, we could have been great, you and I. We could have ruled together. But now I've got your bitch sister. That must have been a fun family dynamic. How far away are we from a Osama bin Laden biopic? Not painting him in a good light, but like, maybe the step. I'm thinking more of something along the lines of Joker, where it's like in the end, or maybe Fight Club, because in the end of Fight Club, the main characters, they bomb a lot of buildings. Could have something there. You get the family dynamic of him and his gay son who likes to paint, who finger paints. You could have been a great terrorist. You could have been the best. That's a dynamic. That's a dynamic that's perfect for the film. Perfect for the silver screen. the father that wants so much from his son, but the son who wants to chase and become. It's the High School Musical formula. Troy Bolton, star player on the what is it, the Bulldogs basketball team, but all he wants to do is sing, and sing he will. I think it's beautiful. I read that article, and Osama bin Laden painting is kind of poetic because George Bush became a painter as well. That might be the best combo of like an exhibit where it's first half Osama bin Laden's son, second half George Bush paintings. And George Bush went full schizo with his. He is literally just painting like all the people that he harmed. He did a whole section of just portraits of immigrants. I'm pretty sure. Let's see if we can find an interview with him. Here it is. Former President George Bush gives a tour of his gallery of Warrior.
Asked me to sign his tattoo after we rode bikes, and I couldn't figure out why. And he immediately went down to a tattoo parlor in Waco and got my signature tattooed on his tattoo. This idea came to me. There's a young painter out of Fort Worth named Cedric Huckabee, and he's a huge painter. And
his paintings are not that bad, actually. He does have a knack for capturing someone's face in essence. That's the hardest part with portraiture, is capturing their essence, and he does, which is pretty impressive.
Of people nobody knows. He knew I'd painted the world leaders. And, it just dawned on me that why not honor these vets? And not only were we able to honor them, but it'll draw attention to what we're doing at the Bush Center, which is how to get them to...
Which is collecting money and using it to embezzle foreign politicians.
Talk to other vets. And so...
To blackmail.
We're highlighting peer-to-peer networks that are effective. Dwyer's a special forces guy. And
I guess so. These are all portraits of. I know that I know he did one of all of the. He did one that was like all just immigrants.
Read, sir, it sounds as though
earnest, almost child, painted himself alone in a bathroom in the bath.
So these are his legs. He's painting his legs in a bathtub.
Naked.
Let's
or
get
shaving.
deep, Jerry. I mean, you're an art.
Oystering himself, not bathtub.
And then we have. Let's show the next one. This is Bush's friend, Tony Blair, a former prime minister.
George Bush painting Putin, and Putin does look mentally challenged in this photo. So, but it's a good way to cope with the pain. And it's 100%, and this is why I love art so much. It's a coping mechanism. He is coping for something. Maybe he feels guilty because he killed thousands and thousands of innocent lives. Like, more innocent lives than I think any person alive right now could be accounted for in America, besides maybe like Obama, because they were really the 1-2 combo, where it was like Afghanistan, Iraq, and it was just like boom, boom, boom. Carpet bomb. I'm pretty sure Obama like bombed like weddings. I might be crazy, but I'm pretty sure that happened. So it's and then his dad started Desert Storm. So it's like it's a lifelong family tradition to call for the murder of people on a whim. And also like the people that bombed 9/11, and correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, but the people that bombed, they were from Saudi Arabia, but then we just attacked Afghanistan. Or maybe that guy had that backwards. But there was some connection to a different country, and we just didn't attack that country. We just chose one. Well, they all look the same. Might as well attack them all. We'll attack this one. They just threw a dart into a map, and they're like, all of the Middle East. Boom. Hit it. I still don't. I don't think I will ever understand. That type of stuff is probably in history books now that kids are learning about it, but it was like happening when I was alive. So it wasn't in history books, and I wasn't really even old enough to know what was happening. So I probably will never really find out what was going on, what happened after 9/11. Why did we go there? Why did we choose where we went? Why were we there for literally 20 years, almost my entire life? I think Joe Biden just now brought him out like 2 years ago, like right after COVID. He's like, come on, bring those boys back. Like, it's 2021 or 2001 is when they went there. Kids' dads that went there are turning 20 and are also going over there. They are fighting in the same war their dad fought, on the same soil, stepping on IEDs, getting carpet bombed by mortars. It's not nice. It is not a cool thing to do. And then they're like, oopsie, we got to leave. Did we even accomplish anything? Did we even if we accomplished the goal that we had when we went there, which was like instill some sort of like democratic government where we choose the leader, even if we accomplished that, I would have called it a dub. But I don't even think we did that. We just gave like a ton of money. So here's what I think happened is we gave a lot. We were financing Al-Qaeda to overthrow their government, and we were going to try to put someone that we trusted in the head of Al-Qaeda so that they could be president. But it turned into one of those like Cuban Missile Crisis situations where they came to power, and then they were like, well, we don't really even like America. So then we got in there, and the CIA's like, oopsie, well, we kind of put the wrong person in power here. So now we got to go there and clean up our issue again. So they went there and I guess just like turned it into a parking lot. Just leveled the place. That's what I think happened. It's kind of vague. Like I said, I wasn't really even alive while most of it was happening. For 10 I was born in 1999. So it was like 2 years after 9/11 happened. And then from then until age 12 I'm like in what, middle school? You expect me to know intense geopolitics in middle school? Okay. All right, let's continue with the news. This is so that's all that's the heavy news out of the way. This is the fun news. Will Smith allegedly got busy with Dwayne Martin. At first, when I first read this, I thought they were just saying Dwayne, and I thought it was Dwayne Wade, and I thought he was pounding. I thought Dwayne Wade was pounding his ass. But Will Smith allegedly got busy with Dwayne Martin, according to former assistant. So his assistant went on to a podcast.
You look at my Instagram, you see the hundreds of celebrities that I've done business with, done things with.
So this is his former assistant talking about Will Smith, and apparently Will Smith getting banged by Dwayne Martin.
During the latter years of our relationship, Will was not my friend. I was his friend. I was around before they had Trey. Jada was the woman that everybody wanted, and Will needed that validation to have that type of woman.
You saw her say that Will Smith had a small dick?
Oh, I am saying to you.
Yeah, like this is the podcast. You saw you heard her say that Will Smith had a small dick.
If a woman is used to something the size of a baby leg and you come in with a pinky toe, there's nothing you can do to.
And also, I love how this is so serious, but they're just talking about Will Smith's small dick. If your woman, the only thing she knows is an elephant trunk, and you come in there with a baby pinky toe, she's gonna have a problem with loving you for the rest of your life.
Her. You can buy her 80 cars. You can get her 80 private jets. If she's itching for that baby leg, she want that baby leg. You can.
So he's talking about Jada Pinkett Smith dating Tupac.
Beat a person so much that they fall into submission.
And who needs enemies when they got friends like you?
So I could tell you what goes on the inside. Everybody else is just speculation.
Damn. Somebody told me I made my pictures in the book.
You know, your picture's in the book and your name is in the book. So you're doing some real elegant pimp. I'm blowing you up.
I love that.
I'm blowing you up.
This is what Jada makes the new people do, and I ain't gonna.
And I promise you that this guy is some like no-name dude who's trying to just like cash in and try to. I mean, he's trying to get some clout. Maybe he thought now's his chance. He wore his best Mexican Cartel T-shirt here.
Say no, they probably been there after myself, right? They will make you check into a rehab. And they'll pay for the rehab. Even though you're not on drugs, they're gonna pay for the rehab. And you have to go if you want to work with them. And then I've saw sexual acts that I walked in on.
Here we
Who'd
go.
you walk in on?
Him and Dwayne Martin.
Will Smith and Dwayne. Imagine calling someone out and at first saying that you were their friend and then saying that you walked in on him getting blown out by Dwayne Martin.
Okay.
Hollywood is the hurry up
Okay.
and wait game. So 3 minutes later, after them telling me, "Hey, you got eyes on Will? We need him to come watch this." So I'm running all over the studio. He's not in his dressing room. I go to the cafeteria. I'm like, but I see his car there.
Where's
he?
he?
Where's this guy at? So now I'm holding Dwayne down too. So I have the keys to his dressing room. So I'm like, yo, and they're calling I'm on walkie-talkie, and they're calling my cell phone. Yo, we need to get Will here. I'm like, yo, kind of fuck down. Like, I'm trying to find this. Like, this is unlike him, right? So, all right, I open the door to Dwayne's dressing room, and that's when I see Dwayne and having anal sex with Will.
Let me process that for a second.
Let me process that for a second. So you're telling me Dwayne was having anal sex with Will Smith?
There was a couch, and Will was bent over on the couch, and Dwayne was standing up, killing him.
Killing him.
Then up, killing him. Murder.
Also, black people are, I'm going to say this kind of like a general term. It's not all of them, but from what I've seen, they might be some of the most homophobic people on the planet. I'm not saying it's a bad thing towards all black. I'm just saying that they hate him so bad. They even when they talk about, like, it's never kind of in a good way. Like, I was thinking, man, I didn't know this about my friend Will, but I closed the door and politely left. No, he was killing him. He ruined him. He was destroying him. Anally penetrating Will Smith.
There was murder in there.
Murdering. How long did you watch? She should have asked, how long did you stay there?
Okay. What did you do?
Even when I was with the deer and headlights.
I mean, it's crazy. Honestly, I don't believe it because this guy seems like the kind of guy who would just say some bullshit just to try to get his career jump started, you know. And then let's say, for the sake of argument, Will Smith and Dwayne Martin are gay. Now what? What do we do with this information? Can we no longer listen to Summertime? Is it a Fresh Prince of Bel-Air no longer good? Allie not moving the needle no more?
The storyline for me has run.
And then this is all things people... This is just annoying. This is what news has turned into. This is a copy-paste blurb that AI 100% wrote, a video from the Twitter, and then their top 10 picks for responses to that video on Twitter. Copy-pasted in here. God, it's a dead art.
Was the woman that everybody wanted.
All right, that in of itself, your friend. Imagine you're just chilling, and your friend goes on the podcast and say you were getting banged out by a dude. That might be means for not murder, but maybe driving your car into their lawn, maybe shooting warning shots towards their house. You're not aiming for the house. You're aiming above the house. You're trying to terrorize this person. I don't even know. And it's not like, honestly, I don't even know, because Will Smith might be gay. I haven't heard anything about Will Smith saying, yeah, this didn't, or I don't think he even knows this dude, really. This guy seems to me the kind of dude who pops up and he's like, his whole claim to fame is that he just knows celebrities, but the celebrities all hate him as a person. They just hate him to be around him. So he's taking all these selfies and he's like, hey, I'm best friends with Will Smith for 40 years. And Will Smith's like, literally, who is that man? And then to have that guy show up on a podcast and say you were getting blown out, your ass. He said he was killing him. He said that he was killing Will Smith with his dick. I mean, that's wild. And I would not stand for it. And I hope next week we have a headline that says Will Smith caught sodomizing the man who said that he was gay. You know, like sleeping with his wife. That would be fun. All right, let's continue on with AI news. There's some news in AI. Sam Altman, the guy who invented OpenAI, so this is like Succession. He was voted out by the board, which sucks. So his own board, and I didn't even know this could happen. I thought when you make a company, that's your company. But apparently there's a board of representatives that can just vote you to not be in the business anymore. So they kick him out, and then like 700 executives and employees say they're going to leave too, because they're like, dude, fuck that. That's the guy who made this business. So then the board got upset because they thought that they made the wrong decision. And then they asked Sam Altman to come back. Sam Altman, the OG that he is, even though that he made the plague that is AI, said, yo, respectfully, fuck you. On real shit, he said that. So OpenAI co-founder Sam Altman will return as boss. So, I guess apparently he said he's returning. Never mind. He didn't say fuck you. I think originally he said fuck you and then he comes back. The agreement in principle involves new board members being okay. So that's what it was. He said, I want a whole new board members. Everyone who voted for me, get out of here. All new people, new co-owners. So he's coming in and clearing shop because he doesn't want this to happen again. I am looking forward to returning to OpenAI, he says. He added, I love OpenAI, and everything I've done for it in the past few days has been in service of keeping this team and its mission together. Bill Gates, Microsoft offered to give every single employee that wanted to leave AI a job, and Sam Altman if they came over to Microsoft to do their AI stuff for Microsoft. We could have just witnessed, like, if this went wrong, and this is why I don't know what their whole goal was. If this went wrong, Microsoft could have made the biggest purchase of AI talent, maybe possibly ever, to happen for like a massive discount. Shit would have been crazy. But he's back on AI and the dude's gone, and Microsoft, which uses AI technology in many projects and its biggest investor, offered Mr. Altman a job leading a new advanced AI research team at the tech giant. Then on Wednesday, OpenAI said it would agree to Mr. Altman's return to the tech company's principal, and that it would partly reconstitute the board of directors that had dismissed him. This is a full-on Succession where they vote people off. It seems fun. And business at this level is cutthroat. Sam Altman could have left and started his own company, and then, like, I can imagine 10 years later coming back and buying OpenAI and just firing everyone and literally killing them. Let's continue. Let's continue with the news. Taylor Swift postpones Rio de Janeiro show, citing record heat a day after a fan dies during a concert. Imagine dying for a second. Imagine dying. Okay, now imagine that death being at a Taylor Swift concert. I think that there are maybe few deaths worse than dying at a Taylor Swift concert. Travis Scott dying at a Travis Scott concert might be worse. True. That crowd surge. Yo, dude. Yo, watch me hit this crowd surge real quick. Crowd crush. Yo, everyone, let's crowd crush. Let's get a crowd crush going. People are so dumb, they just try to crowd crush. Yo, push me against the fence. See if you can squeeze me through the cubes. Crowd crush. Yo, this song hits. Matt Rife. I forgot this happened. This happened like 2 days ago. So Matt Rife is a comedian with a sharp jawline, and he definitely mews. He's got a good jawline, high cheekbones, very, very pretty as a boy. He's a pretty, pretty boy. And he is a comedian who mostly does... The only thing I've ever seen him do is talk to hot women in the audience. I'm not going to lie. Like, this one lady threw him a t-shirt and she said, like, literally said, eat my pussy. Oh, yeah, eat my pussy? That's literally what it said. And then he's like, whoa, that's coming on a little bit strong. And she's like, yeah, but we have matching t-shirts. And then her friend, like, took her shirt off and it was that shirt underneath. And he's like, oh, the 2-for-1 special or something. Like, that's the kind of that's the type of comedian he is. It's only hot women that want to fuck him are the only people interested. Matt Rife was getting upset because he wants to be a real comedian. Oh, he wants to be a real comedian, which means he wants to tell edgy jokes, say the word retard, stuff like that, what real comedians do. He wants men. He wants men to watch his videos. And he doesn't want women to watch him just because he's hot.
Probably the number one spot that's most common that I was never really afraid of a monster hiding there was under the bed. And I know it's one of the more common places, especially when you're a kid.
So I don't know if this is the joke that got him canceled, but...
You'd be afraid of like a monster's hand coming up and like grabbing your leg or something. Never scared me. I think because I started masturbating pretty early. So by 11 or 12, I was like, hey, if a hand reach up here, he just helping, you know what I mean? I'm the monster now, you know, bro. He ain't even built for that, bro. I would dick my bed demon down, dude. He not even built for those kind of rounds, man. He be catching feelings, getting possessive and shit. He knocking on my headboard at 3 a.m. He's like, you up? I'm like, I got school in the morning, dog. Chill out. Chill. Ah, damn. You not full? I just didn't think he could fit under there, man. I was like, there's no way there's room for a monster and all those towels under my bed. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, this is not the joke. But this is not a joke, period, I don't think. God, there was a joke that made him, like, get canceled. It was like he opened it up and he's like, oh, here, I'll do the joke. I'll do the joke real quick. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome Matt Rife. Matt Rife comes out. This is me as Matt Rife. Hey, so I was eating dinner the other day at a diner, and the lady came out with a black eye. And I pointed and laughed at her because black eyes are funny. And then after that, we sat down, and I leaned to my friend, and I said, this service is so bad, no wonder that bitch has a black eye. And then, yeah, so that's the whole situation. Let's see. Black eye Matt Rife. So after this joke, he got canceled.
Bro, Maryland as a state cannot pick a tone, dog. Just pick one. It's so beautiful and so ratchet for no reason. Can y'all just pick a tone, man? All of Maryland, y'all will drive to the beach with your top down and then go to Baltimore and lock all your doors. Dude, like,
I don't know what this is. Is this the one?
Ever, man. I've only been to Baltimore one time. I ate lunch there.
Oh,
The
this is it. This
hostess
is it.
who,
This is
like,
it.
seats you at the restaurant had a black eye.
Yeah, that's funny.
And it wasn't like, what happened? Yeah, it was pretty obvious.
It was pretty obvious when she was running her damn mouth. Maybe if she didn't run her damn mouth, she wouldn't have got a black eye. He's working on his trucker humor, which is good, high quality humor. Maybe if she wasn't running, I bet she deserved that damn black eye.
And we couldn't get over the fact that we're like, this is the face of the company? Like, this is who you have greeting people? And my boy who I was with was like, yeah, I feel bad for her, man. I feel like they should put her in the kitchen or something where nobody
That's
has
good.
to see her face, you know? And I was like, yeah, but I feel like if she could cook, she wouldn't have that black eye.
I mean, that's there it is, guys. There it is, folks. The face of all comedy right now. It is that and a man who is 500 pounds who takes his shirt off before he starts talking. That is the two options for comedy right now. It is the man, perfect looking man, and then a 200-pound obese alcoholic who takes his shirt off and then squeals on stage. Like a pig, like a fat pig. Those are the two options. Comedy's in a good place right now. I mean, you have Shane Gillis and Theo Vaughn. Those are like probably the next top two. I mean, besides that, that's like, guys, there's slim pickings out there, and that's why I'm here. I'm not saying I'm a comedian, but I'm saying I'm at least in there. All I'm saying. But so after Matt Rife posted that, he got a lot of backlash because, as you would imagine, women don't like making fun of other women in abusive relationships because it's the woke mind virus mob. Well, if the woke mind virus mob would have been able to deal with his humor, maybe he wouldn't have been canceled right now. I'm doing a Tucker Carlson situation here. Maybe if Matt Rife wasn't so sexy, then I wouldn't want to fuck him all the time. And maybe if Matt Rife didn't have such beautiful, bulging biceps, then maybe this joke would have went over a little bit better. You know, that joke is funny because he's gay. Not Matt Rife, but Tucker Carlson. Almost surely gay. Maybe if I went to one of his concerts and went up on stage and accidentally fell over, he would sodomize me. Now, would I complain if he sodomized me? No, because I'm gay. That's Tucker Carlson. Ladies and gentlemen, that's Tucker Carlson talking about wanting Matt Rife to sodomize him. I'm here all night. So after Matt Rife posted that video, he got a ton of backlash, and then he posted a link and he said, if you are angry at this, please go to this website. And then you click the link and it brings you to mental retardation helmets. The Tard Guard. The classic Tard Guard. So now he's got a lot of people who are really upset about him. Some people are mad. They're like, he's throwing away his career. I'm like, dude, this guy has made so much money in this year alone. He could throw his career away for the next 10 years and still be set. Not going to lie. Dude's got a Netflix. He has like, on God, like 4 1-hour length specials like this year. Like, I don't even know how he has this much content. Like, how do you write that much? He 100% has ghostwriters. Really, if he wanted to avoid this whole situation, he could come out and say, yeah, sorry, guys, I didn't write that joke. I'm just pretty, and I tell jokes. Other people write them. And honestly, that might be what's happening. I walked into this reminds me, at work, I walked into the office, and it was like evening television, a brightly lit live audience surrounding like 4 just people, and they were all talking about, it's one of those like just to fill time. It's like, I guess it's like a live podcast, really, if you think about it. It's like a live podcast on the news. But they were talking about it, and they're like, well, what do you think? Is Matt Rife just too pretty to be relatable? Some people just want to be able to relate to the person that they're laughing with. And I walked past the news. I'm like, damn, they're talking about the real shit. They're actually talking about real shit right now. All right. Let's see. Oh, this is interesting. And then we'll go into TikTok time after this. San Francisco cleaned up before President Xi Jinping's visit. And I don't know what they did with the homeless people, but San Francisco sent out workers to clean the city last week in preparation for Chinese President Xi Jinping's visit. The city, which was struggled with homelessness, drugs, and crime in recently. San Francisco, one of the probably grossest and most homeless, crime-ridden, gay, not necessarily that's on the tier of bad things happening, but it is worth mentioning, places on the planet, right? There's San Francisco is known for 2 things: gayness and homelessness, and probably fentanyl. The three big things. I don't know anything else about San Francisco except for those 3 things. The city, which has struggled with homelessness, drugs, and crimes in recent years, as previously reported by the Desert News, underwent a transformation as city workers installed planters and flower baskets, put up walls and barricades, swept the tent encampments in downtown. It's bad when you have to sweep out the tent encampments. Hey guys, the president of China's coming down, so we're going to need all the homeless people to kill yourselves. Okay? Okay, thank you. Okay, thank you. I imagine some like corporate person coming in. Okay, guys, so we're going to be doing a little bit of restructuring around the office. So everyone, I want you to go to your tents and sleep. We put an extra bottle of vodka in there. Just take that whole bottle, and then there will be a bulldozer this evening that will come through and flatten you in your sleep. So I just want everyone to go to sleep and stay tight. I'll come and tuck you in. There's fentanyl. We've got everything you want. Just take a nice nap. We got to clear all this out. We got the president of China coming in. It is all very, very important. We want our best face when we're moving forward with this restructuring, okay? Crews scrubbed down graffiti, painted on new murals, and hung up signage for the Asia-Pacific economy. We're cleaning up this state, California. Gavin Newsom said Friday. The craziest thing is that it took the Chinese president coming to the state for them to clean up. They don't care enough on their own. They don't care enough. I know folks are saying, oh, they're just cleaning up this place because all those fancy leaders are coming into town. That's true because it's true. But it's also true for months and months and months because APEC, we've been having conversations, he said, unveiling his $1.2 billion Clean California program. Given that Xi Jinping's visit to Santa led that city to being cleaned up for the first time in years, what state should Xi Jinping visit next? I suggest he visits Chaz. You should go to Chaz. Is that still a thing? Or is it Chop? I remember it was one of those 2 things, and it was very funny. They tried to become like a secede from the union type situation. Yeah. I mean, it was like city, house, government zone or something like that. It was Chop or Chaz. That's where he should go. He should hit up Seattle. I heard it's pretty bad there. Here's a video of side by side the same street before and after Xi Jinping's visit to California. Xi Jinping's like, wow, very, very. Okay, I'm not gonna do the very, very, no. I'm not gonna do that. Leery interesting. You know, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing Asian accents. We're not doing Asian accents anymore, guys. The Asian accents are over. So Xi Jinping entered San Francisco and he said, wow, I'm very impressed. He honored his, okay. So on the top is rows and rows of homeless tents. And then on the bottom, they just painted everything black. All the walls black. And I'm going to be honest, I don't know where the homeless went. I don't know where they put the homeless. Where are the homeless? That's a question that needs to be asked, because you can't just like incinerate them. Then we're running into a situation where we can't be rounding people up. I've said this before, but anytime that you start a sentence with the first thing we've got to do is round them up, then you run into a situation where you are we're getting pretty dicey, right? Rounding up the homeless. They are literally rounding up the homeless, though. Gavin Newsom had to start a conversation with, so they're like, so what are we going to do about the homeless? He's like, okay, so we got to round them up. And everyone kind of like shared an awkward glance when they heard round them up. And then what? Gavin? Well, we could always put them on a train and make them do labor and then kill them. Everyone looks at Gavin. They're like, side eye. How about we just put him in the sewers, and then we train them to be like ninjas, and then they come out and they do cool like ninja turtle type stuff. They're climbing stuff. What do we got? We got to get the homeless to do something. We got to get a hobby that the homeless can do. Parkour, climbing stuff. They've got to find something that's fun to do. That's so fun to do that it's almost better than fentanyl. And I think that's the problem, is that there's just nothing better than fentanyl. It is what it is. All right, here's another TikTok of this teacher in class telling her students to stop edging.
I wouldn't even judge you.
She wrote edging on the board and she just crossed it out.
I wouldn't even judge you. Actually, flip them up. Stop edging in my class. I know what edging in my class. Flip them up. Stop edging in my class. We're not doing it.
If you don't know what edging is, it's when you, I guess it's when you're just on hard all the time and you just never come. And you're just always edging. Like you're always about to come, but you never do. So the fact that she's saying stop edging in my class is, pretty awesome. All right, we'll watch one more TikTok here. Oh, this is a fun one. This is about homeless. This is kind of topical.
Here is a guide on how to call the police on the homeless. Now, when you spot a homeless person in your vicinity, you're going to be doing one thing, and this is called the VFP framework. It's called...
All right, everyone, take notes. So there's a in our office, whenever we have to do our bullshit, like we have to talk with a salesperson, whatever, for training. Whenever he says something that he thinks is very profound, he says, "Hold up, everyone. That's a writer downer." That's a writer downer, which means you write it down, right? Now, what he said here, it's VFP. That's a writer downer.
FP framework. It's called violation, fine, prison. this is what you want to do. Number one, you're going to be looking for violations of your city's laws, codes, or ordinances. These are things like loitering, vagrancy, or panhandling. Now, in order to have homeless people arrested, we're going to be using search engine optimization to narrow down our results. Enter the name of your city into Google, followed by one of the terms like loitering, but put it in quotation marks. This will bring up specific results and PDF files showing where violations have occurred. Now, if you get no results, do not worry, because there's a second avenue of attack if they have a dog with them. If they have a dog, call animal control
that's so
on them.
sad.
Maybe the dog has a history. Maybe it's diseased. Maybe it's an XL bully, or it's a banned breed. Who knows? And why are you doing all this? Let's go back to the Neo-Coom framework, the VFP. We want to get a violation of the law so we can get the homeless person.
And I do know that this is satire because this guy's satirical, but it's also funny.
Fined. Because when the homeless person is fined, that fine will most certainly not be paid. When fines are not paid, that person goes to prison. To prison. And they are no longer homeless.
Yeah. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for listening. Remember, call the police on your local homeless, clean up your state, and thank you for listening. This has been the AfroMattt Show. Once again, if you liked this episode, please share with a friend. If you didn't like it, email me at theafromattshow@gmail.com and tell me why you didn't like it. And have a nice night. Bow, 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 bow. Goodbye.